like it's getting worse out there.
If that's possible. Oh, thank you, David.
I've shut the garage for the rest of the day. Nobody's going out in a storm like this.
Poor old Oscar's driving back from Whitby.
If the Beck floods, he's going to have problems.
Oh, I hope not.
Never mind, we'll just have to sit here and batten down the hatches.
Let's relax, put our feet up.
Unlike you, Bernard, I'm a man of action. The idle mind breeds idle thoughts. Get the cards out, Gina.
Let's go back. This is just down.
We can't go back. How can we go back?
We leave later on when this is cleared up.
We've got a plan. Let's just stick to it, eh? It's only a bit of winter rain.
The trouble is, Vern,
You have to be quicker.
your brain's been idle far too long. That's why it keeps beating you.
Moo moo.
Cheers, my dear. Why don't we play a proper game like whist? Come on, Bernard.
Oh, I only say that because I'm winning.
You're only winning because it's animals, Snap. How about you, Zeph? Fancy under cards?
No, I never indulge.
Oh, come on. Just for fun.
Well, maybe just to be social.
Hey up. Power line's down.
I better go and get some candles.
Oh, never mind. We can manage. It's cosy just with firelight.
For heaven's sake, Alan, we almost hit him.
I saw him.
We need to stop. At least until this blows itself out a bit.
There's a pub back in Aylesfield. I'll turn round.
You're going to be okay. Look, I've got to go for help. I'll be back as soon as I can. I promise. Don't worry. Hang on. I'll be back.
Oh, you're too good for me, Vernon.
Well, I've always had a bit of a knack when it comes to cards, really.
Well, animal snap's more fun.
Oh, shut up, David.
You know me, Vernon. I'm not a betting man, but I'm betting secretly. Poker's your game, am I right?
Well, I really...
You don't like to brag, me neither. I can't abide bragging. But as soon as I saw you dealing them cards, I said to myself, watch out, as if that man's a serious card player. And I was right. He beat us both hollow.
well, just a bit of luck, really.
No, skill. Pure skill. Well, time I was off.
A tree's come down and crushed the car and 2 people are trapped inside. We need to get in touch with the emergency services. David, get over to Dr. Merrick and bring her back here. Is the phone working?
Yeah, I think so.
And I'll call the police.
Ashfordley Police. Hello, Oscar.
You've got to help us.
I'm Dr. Merrick. We'll have you out of there very soon. I'm coming round.
It's Alan. He hasn't moved.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Heather.
Okay, Heather. Can you tell me where it hurts?
My leg.
Liz, I think you should take a look at the driver. He's in a bad way.
Right.
I've contacted the fire brigade. Not sure how long it's going to take them to get out here.
Ben has men and equipment up at the hall. I'm sure they'll be willing to help.
I'll get straight up there, Sarge. Is he dead?
There's a pulse, but it's very weak.
Then we definitely can't wait for the fire brigade. Good grief. That's Alan Buckland.
I thought I recognised him. He was a sergeant down at Whitby, wasn't he?
Jenny and I were at his retirement do. I saw his wife in Ashfordley only last week.
You better go around the other side and stay with her then. She's in a lot of pain. I think her leg may be broken.
Good.
Any idea of the dimension of the trunk?
Well, it's pretty big, but it's hard to tell. There were branches everywhere.
Who's down there? Merton and Rob Walker?
No, Rob's on leave.
Bill, make sure we got plenty of that heavy-duty chain, yeah? Okay.
Okay. That should help ease the pain.
Is Alan dead?
No, he's unconscious, but he has a very serious head injury.
I said we should turn back, but he wouldn't listen.
We're gonna get you out of here now, okay? It won't be long. Just for the record, Liz, that's not his wife.
Quite a mess. Bigger than I thought.
But you can shift it, can you?
Safest thing to do would be to cut it first and move it bit by bit. But that's going to take time.
He's very badly injured. We don't have time.
In that case, I guess we just have to lift it. Come on, boys, get a chain round the trunk. Bill, you do the lifting. I'll guide you.
The ambulance is here now.
What are they going to do?
We're going to lift the tree.
That's it.
What if it falls?
Nearly there.
Don't worry. It'll be fine.
John, hook it on now. Steady. Are you there? Let's hope we've got enough weight in the back here to balance it. Tell everyone to stand clear, just in case. Sarge! Please! Get out of the way! This could be tricky!
I'm going to fall!
Just hold on to my hand tightly, okay?
Liz, get out of there! Liz, what are you doing?
Ben! Get on with it!
Okay, lift it now! Look out, Liz!
It's gonna be all right, Ben.
That's it! Keep it going! Nice and steady, that's good!
All right, let's get them out of there.
Will he make it?
I'm afraid we've lost him. The head injuries were too great.
Don't ever do that to me again, Liz. I couldn't bear to lose you. Serge! Hey, you better come and look at this. Looks like they were going on a trip. Passports, ferry tickets.
Alan Buckland. Heather Hamilton.
Never been noticed, Sarge. Look at this. Must be hundreds of pounds in cash here. Maybe even thousands.
Clearly, they didn't believe in traveller's checks.
Dennis, this is a nice surprise.
Hello, Dawn.
Come in. I've been meaning to give Jenny a ring. I thought we could have lunch and a good moan about the trials and tribulations of being a policeman's wife.
Dawn, there's no easy way to say this. It's Alan.
Alan?
There's been an accident. Please.
What sort of accident?
A tree came down in the storm. It crushed his car. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Dawn. Alan's dead.
No, he can't be dead.
He had terrible head injuries. We managed to get him out of the car, but he died before we could get him to hospital.
No.
I'm so sorry.
How did she take the news?
Badly.
Oh, poor Dawn. Do you think I should go round?
Well, she has a neighbour with her, and Liz is going to call round later.
It's terrible to think something like this can just happen. What if it had been you?
Hey, come on. It wasn't me. What's for supper then, eh?
Dennis, I worry. I mean, such bad things can just happen. And if it was you, I don't know how I'd cope.
Come on. Nothing's going to happen to me. You're shaking.
Worry about you.
There's nothing to worry about. Look, why don't I pour us a nice glass of wine? I think we could both do with a drink, eh?
Yeah, you're right. I'm just being silly.
It's a hard situation. What makes it worse? Looks like he was leaving her. There was another woman with him in the car. Passports, luggage. Looked like they were running away together.
But Dawn didn't know.
Apparently not.
You'd never think of doing that to me, would you, Dennis?
Oh, Jenny. No, you are being silly. What have we got then?
Well, by my reckoning, there's £10,125.
A lot of money to be carrying about in cash.
Well, he could have taken out all his savings to run off with this floozy.
Have you ever come across a copper who had 10 grand in a bank?
Well, he could have come into something.
He took early retirement on medical grounds a couple of months back. So it could be some kind of insurance policy that paid out.
You knew him well, Sarge. And none of us like to think badly of a fellow officer. Do you think he was bent?
I wouldn't have said so. You never know what people are capable of, though. He never struck me as the kind of man to run off and leave his wife, either.
I didn't know there was a sort. Plenty would if they could.
Aye. She's a pretty girl, that Heather.
Sarge, what do you want me to do with this lot?
Lock up for now. And Bellamy, better get down to Alan Buckland's bank. Find out if it did come out of his account.
Right, Sarge.
Morning. I had to believe all this sunshine this morning.
Storms pass.
Is Alan dead? Seems so arbitrary. I'm here, and he's dead.
I gather you have quite a simple fracture. It should heal quickly.
Yes, they told me that. I should thank you for your help yesterday.
I'm really sorry I couldn't do anything for Alan. Were you two going away together?
What do you mean?
The police found your tickets and passport and luggage in the car. And Sergeant Merton knows Alan's wife. He went round to break the news to her last night.
Poor Dawn. I don't know what I'm going to say to her.
You know her, then?
Yeah. She's my sister.
Her sister?
Apparently.
Did she admit the affair?
She wouldn't talk about it and I didn't want to press her. How did Dawn Buckland take the news?
She was terribly upset. I didn't have the heart to tell her about Heather.
The hospital may inadvertently do that for you. They might have Heather down as her next of kin.
It's all turning out to be quite a mess, isn't it? Anyway, Liz, thanks for letting me know.
Alan Buckland. Still had a few £100 savings in the bank. And his police pension.
No rich auntie, then?
Afraid not, Sarge, no. But I did find this in his wallet.
Brian Young, Estate agents in Whitby.
If you turn it over, you'll see on the back of the card that Buckland had an appointment with him this afternoon at 1.
Do you know, David, I always thought poker was a complicated game, but it's quite simple, really.
Well, are you meant to, like, bet money or something?
Well, that is the underlying idea, but it's more the art of bluffing. Now, who do you know, David, who can talk his way around anything and anyone?
Oh, Mr. Blaketon?
Me, David, me. I could make money at this.
What have you two been up to this morning, then, eh?
Oh, it's Mr. Verney. He's got this book all about...
Wasn't that an horrendous storm yesterday? Still, it's brightened up today.
Couldn't give us hand with this, could you, David? Bernie's out.
Yeah, sure.
Think it's for the scrap heap.
I'll be in the pub, David.
What a terrible thing to have happened. Do have a seat, gentlemen. Well, I've never had a client die on me before. Some of my older retirees have been pretty doddery.
Mr. Buckland was a client then.
Yeah. You see that one there, Constable? Costed La Luz. That was him. Why buy a bungalow in Bridlington when you can have an old villa in Spain for less than half the price?
Alan Buckland was buying this?
Yeah? Well, he'd practically done it. He was coming in today to complete the transaction.
Tell me, Mr. Young, was this a cash transaction?
Yeah?
Unusual way to buy property, isn't it?
Well, in this case it suited both parties. You have to understand the Spanish property market, Sergeant. It's the new frontier. Spanish banks can lose things. The vendor didn't trust them, and frankly, neither do I. No, he's a British expat, and he fancied good old-fashioned pound notes in his pocket.
And Alan Buckland was happy with this?
Yeah, all he had to do was draw it out of the bank. Makes you think, though, doesn't it? One day you're buying your dream home, and next, a really great tree falls on your head.
Yes, well, thanks for all your help, Mr. Young.
You, late coming up to retirement, Sergeant? Ever fancied a move to sunnier climes?
I was brought up north of the border, Mr. Young. Quite like a bit of stormy weather.
Can I get you one, Werner?
That would be very civil. Chef?
Yeah?
You don't fancy a another hand of cards, do you?
Oh, no, I rarely indulge.
So I couldn't tempt you to a game of poker, then?
What, here? I don't think Blaketon would wear that.
Well, somewhere else, then.
No. Can I have a pint and a scotch, please? Do you think I'm foolish enough to take on a card player like you? I'd lose me shirt.
Well, I'm not really very good. I just want a chance to practice a bit, you know, flex the brain a bit.
Well, I know a couple of lads that might like a game, but you need 5 or 6 to make it really interesting.
Well, Bernard would play, and if need be, David.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a natural gambler, but a friendly game? There can't be any harm in that, can there?
Good man. And I reckon I know just the place where we won't be disturbed.
Oh, I've checked with headquarters, Sarge. No thefts of this size or anything similar have been reported in the county.
If it wasn't his money, it could have been hers.
Or his wife's, for that matter.
So what do I do now? Go round and ask if she knew that her husband was running off to Spain with her sister? And by the way, could he have been using her money to do it?
I wouldn't put it that way, Sarge.
You probably know Mr. Scripps, the funeral director.
Benny.
Look, Mrs. Buckler, we can finalise the details later on.
I just want him to have the best. Everything must be the best.
Yes, of course. Why don't you just leave it to me, then?
When we found out he had a bad heart, I thought I was going to lose him then. I was so glad they made him take early retirement. Because policemen are never home, are they, Dennis?
Not as much as we'd like to be, no.
I said to him that all the things we ever talked about, dreamed about, we have to do them now. And he agreed.
I'm sure he did.
Being married to him was the most important thing in my life. I loved him so much, Dennis. I don't think I can bear this.
Yeah. Mrs. Hamilton. Sergeant Merton.
I remember.
There are a few points we need to discuss. Mainly concerning the personal effects that were recovered from Alan Buckland's car.
The money's mine.
The money.
There was a large amount of cash in a leather holdall. It belongs to me.
I understand that you and Alan were buying a villa together in Spain. Would I be right in assuming that he was leaving his wife and going away with you?
I wouldn't have thought that was any of your business.
Can you prove the money's yours?
2 years ago, I divorced my husband. The money we were using to buy a villa was part of my financial settlement. It does belong to me.
Have you any idea how upset your sister is, Alan's death?
It's not exactly what we planned. Any of it.
How could you do that to your own sister?
Alan's gone. Now, I can't do anything about that, and I'm not interested in your judgment of me. All I want to know is, do I get my money back or don't I?
If, as you say, the money's yours, there shouldn't be a problem.
Right. I'm off.
Oh, thanks, Rosie. You've been a great help today.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Poor bloke. Sad way to end. Uncle Zeph, what are you doing here?
Paying our respects.
So you knew him then?
A slight acquaintance. We were there the afternoon of the storm.
Oh, didn't know you out with the rescue, Zeph. A hero in the family. That'll please you, Ma.
Oh, I helped too. I mean, I fetched Dr. Merrick.
Was there something you wanted, Vernon?
Quiet word in your ear, brother.
If you're in the pub later, Zeph, I'll let you buy me a drink.
Oh, you know me, I rarely indulge.
No, absolutely not. Oh, Bernard, no one will ever know. And he's past caring.
Sorry to keep you waiting, darling.
So whether or not to go and see Dawn,
Well, you two always got on well.
I wouldn't know what to say to her.
I don't think it matters what you say. Just a bit of company helps.
Do you think all marriages are doomed?
No.
If you were being unfaithful, how would I know?
Jenny, I'm happier with you than I've ever been. Why on earth would I be unfaithful?
Bad things can happen, there's no way of knowing. Can we go home? I'm really tired.
I've just got here and I'm dying for a pint.
Jenny?
We're just going.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, just tired, that's all.
I'm sorry, Liz.
Faint heart, Bernard. I'll play.
Right, the thing is, I've got
David, you mustn't show me your hand.
Fold a play, David.
I want to play. Well, put your money in then. Oh.
You're sixpence, and I'll raise you £1.
Well, that's a lot of money.
That's the idea, David. That's what makes it more interesting.
Morning.
Morning, Sarge.
Have you managed to get a response out of Heather Hamilton's solicitor yet?
Sort of.
Well, either you have or you haven't.
Well, I spoke with the senior partner. He was just a bit cagey. That's all, Sarge.
I never met a brief yet who'd give you a straight answer.
Well, he confirmed that he acted for her in the divorce and that she received a settlement off the ex-husband, but there was no way he was going to tell me what it was. Client confidentiality and that.
He's within his rights, I suppose.
I think you'll have to face up to it, Sarge. The money wasn't stolen. She wants it back. You'll have to give it to her.
I realise that, Alf. Sticks in my craw, that's all.
Full house.
Straight flush. Sorry, Van.
You've cleaned me out.
You know what they say, lucky in cards, unlucky in love.
I thought you didn't play much.
2-3 times a week, maybe, never more than that.
2 or 3 times a week? You've set me up.
Vernon, you invited me to play.
I want my money back.
I won it fair and square, and you lost.
He has got a point, Vern.
But he told me he didn't play much.
Maybe I bluffed you a little bit, Vern, but that's all part of the fun.
Fun? I'll give you fun, you miserable...
Hey, remember where you are.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a chance to win that pot again. One turn of the cards, winner takes all.
I get to shuffle.
No, I'll shuffle.
After you. Sorry, Vern.
One more go.
Vern, you've lost.
I'd listen to him. You've got to know when to quit.
The pot's against my lorry.
You can't do that.
No, Vernon.
I'd listen to their advice.
Losing your nerve, are
Oh,
you?
ignore him, Zeph. Yeah, come on, let's just go and have breakfast, shall we?
Look, I better go.
Thanks for coming.
See.
Dawn, can I have a word, please? I was going to tell you that Heather was with him.
Were you, Dennis? That would have been helpful. Thank you. I suppose in my heart I knew. Just the shock of his death. I wasn't thinking straight.
I don't suppose anyone would be in the circumstances.
They planned to go away together, apparently.
Yes, I know. You were his wife, so of course his personal effects will be returned to you.
Thank you.
There was some money in the car, which Heather claims is hers from a divorce settlement.
Oh, she was divorced just over 2 years ago. Her husband was quite well off.
Have you any idea of the amount of the settlement?
She did tell me at the time. I think it was something around 10,000.
Quite a lot.
Heather's always been the kind of girl who can wrap men round her little finger. So you'll be giving it back to her then?
Yes. I hope that doesn't upset you too much.
I don't know what I feel anymore. Just numb, really.
Where's Uncle Zeph going in your lorry?
Well, it's his lorry now. I'll be in the pub.
David, what is going on?
Mr. Vernon has been playing cards with your Uncle Zeph.
Oh, not poker.
Well, yeah.
I wondered if that's what he were up to. You should never play poker with Zeph.
Why not?
He used to be a professional gambler, and he's very good. He's been barred from every casino and club in the north of England.
Vernon's been hustled.
He's supposed to have taken the pledge. Great Aunt Nellie is not going to be happy.
So you just need to sign here to say the property's yours and it's all been returned to you.
Thank you, Sergeant.
TC Bellamy will carry the bag over to the bank for you if you like.
That won't be necessary. I've got a taxi waiting.
Well, that's all right. I'll give you a hand.
Thank you.
Hello, Sergeant. Quite a turnout.
He was a highly respected officer.
Oh, there's Heather and Dawn. I better go and pay my respects.
How do you know Mrs. Button?
Because of the villa. I know them both. When they were thinking of buying, I took them all out there to Spain to have a look at it. They were a good laugh. It's terrible what happened to Alan.
But you said he was the one who was buying the villa.
Well, him and Dawn, yeah. Oh, she phoned me this morning. She said she's going to go ahead. She reckons that's what Alan would have wanted. So she and Heather are both going to go and live out there.
In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I want to be in the warm heart of your love and mine. To feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand.
Thank you for coming, Dennis.
I hear you're moving to Spain.
Who told you that?
You and Heather.
Well, you have to pick up the pieces, don't you? We decided it to be for the best.
Using the money from Heather's divorce.
I've just buried my husband. I don't think I can talk about all this now.
Something about this stinks to high heaven.
Well, the money's nicked. It has to be.
Where from?
I don't know. Somebody who doesn't know it's missing yet.
It's probably why Don Buckland stayed behind. To cover their tracks.
So he didn't run off with his sister-in-law, then?
Well, I think it was us that jumped to that conclusion. When they realised that, they just decided to play along.
To get the money back?
Exactly.
So what can we do about it now, Sarge?
They disappear off to Spain? Not much. Alf, see if you can find out where Don Buckland works, will you?
Fill her up, my dear.
You're not seriously going to keep this, are you?
I won it, fair and square.
You set Vernon up, you know you did.
I play a straight game of poker. Always have done, always will do. I've never cheated in my life.
No one's saying you did.
It's not my fault some idiot thinks he's a card player.
Give Vernon his lorry back. You've won, you've proved how good you are. What do you want with an old lorry?
I'm thinking of selling it.
Can't do that. It's a grand truck, this. We've had it for ages. And I really...
The bloke over in Ashford will give me a good price for it. Oh, don't be so sentimental, David. It's just an old lorry.
For me to love you now would be the sweetest thing. It would make me sing. But I may as well try and catch the wind.
A delicate matter, you say, Sergeant.
I understand you employed Don Buckland.
Indeed I do. She's my head wages clerk. We've given her time off, though, obviously, when we heard about poor old Alan. Dreadful business.
Were you aware that she and her husband have been planning to leave the country? Buying a villa, in fact, and moving to Spain.
Moving to Spain? Dawn?
Bring your textiles.
This is her office. She's been with the firm more than 10 years. Handles all the wages. Best bookkeeper I've ever had. Married to a policeman. You can't get much more trustworthy than that.
And you're not missing any money as far as you're aware?
We're not missing a thing. And I'd certainly know if we were.
It looks like they were off pretty sharpish. I think we should nick them while we've still got a chance.
Well, we're sure of one vital ingredient, Bellamy. That's any evidence of wrongdoing.
Well, I've watched the two of them together. Dawn fusses over Heather as you'd expect a sister to do. But that's not how you'd treat somebody who'd run away with your husband.
Well, I can't arrest them for lying to us.
Sarge, I've had another go at Heather Hamilton's solicitors. I got the girl in the office. She gave me a lot of stuff about client confidentiality, but I got her chatting. She told me this is where we might find Heather's ex.
Andy Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah? Mind if we ask you a few questions about your ex-wife?
We're divorced. I don't have nothing to do here.
It's the divorce that we're interested in.
Oh, yeah?
We want to know if she took you to the cleaners, Mr. Hamilton.
Nah,
Not really. It were nobody's fault. We were just too young.
What if I ask how much you received in the settlement?
Well, we got no kids, both working. So my bloke suggested what they call a clean break settlement. She agreed.
How much was it?
Paid her 250 quid. She's not badly off. Gets paid pretty well down at Lindley's textile factory.
So Heather works there as well. This time we paid Mr. Franks another call. Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
In a full house.
I don't want any trouble, Vernon.
I reckon you should bar them. Why? If you ask me, you've only got yourselves to blame.
You should have stuck to Animal Snap.
Thank you, Gina.
You'll be glad to hear I found a good home for your lorry, Vern. He's offered me a decent price, too.
Oh, we're hoping to find you in here, Zeph. There's someone outside wants a word with you, and she's not best pleased.
What? Oh, you've never gone and told her?
You wouldn't see reason. Left me no choice. You may want to see this.
Zephaniah?
Ma, what are you doing here?
Has it been brought to my notice that you've been gambling again, Zephaniah?
No, Ma, it's a total lie. I've taken the pledge, you know I have.
Good grief, it's Nellie Pratt. I didn't realise she was still alive.
Gambling and frequenting public houses and all manner of lewd and lascivious behaviour.
No, Ma, I swear to you.
Swear to me? You spawn of Satan, how dare you swear? If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. John chapter 1, verse 8. Don't you read your Bible, boy?
I do, Ma, every night, I promise you.
Where are the spoils of this debauchery?
Oh, that's the lorry over there, Aunt Nellie. It belongs to Mr. Scripps here.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mrs. Pratt.
A lost and wasted soul, if ever I saw one. Bear this in mind, Mr. Scripps. They have no rest, day or night, who worship the beast and his image.
I'll try and remember that.
Give him back his lorry, Zephaniah.
Yes, Ma.
Dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters.
Great Aunt Nellie don't get out too much nowadays.
Just as well, really.
We've been working all night. I think we're short of about £15,000. And we've got a pretty good idea how we've done it.
It's definitely there, though, is it?
Oh, yes. Heather's job was adding up the employees' overtime. She then told the wages office so Dawn could request enough cash from the bank to cover it in the pay packets.
They've been fiddling the overtime figures then?
That's basically it. Over a few months in a factory this size soon adds up.
Do you mind if I use your phone, Mr. Franks?
You think you'll get them?
We might.
There's no furniture, Sarge. Looks like they've flown the nest. Do you want me to put out an all ports alert?
Yes, do that. No, hang on. I've got an idea. No, I didn't think you could leave the country without saying goodbye to him.
You're right, Dennis. I couldn't.
Mr. Franks of the factory reckons he's short of £15,000. You two wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Don't say anything, Dawn. It's up to them to prove it.
Can you prove it?
All they've got is circumstantial evidence. Just keep quiet.
I've lost my husband, Dennis. Can't I appeal to your better nature?
Alan was alive and kicking 3 months ago when you set about systematically defrauding your employer.
His heart complaint wasn't that serious. But that was it. Out of the fortune on the scrap heap at 40. How would you feel if they did that to you?
I'd take it hard. But I don't think I'd turn it into an excuse to steal. You're under arrest, Dawn.
We'll get a lawyer. Just because Franks reckons he's lost money doesn't prove a thing.
Can I just leave him these?
I'm truly sorry for your loss.
I know you are. But I'm not going to make it easy for you. Break down and confess all. We will get ourselves a good lawyer.
And you might well get away with it. Financial fraud is notoriously difficult to prove in court.
I've lost the one person I truly loved. Isn't that punishment enough for any crime?
Not for me to judge. Fortunately, that's not my job.
I just wanted to make him happy again. Can't you understand that?
I can understand it. I can't condone it.
Well, in the end, we're all victims of chance, aren't we? We'd have been starting a new life in Spain now, if it hadn't been for that storm.
I'll have a scotch, please, Oscar.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vernon. Can't do it.
You surely haven't run out of whiskey?
Nope. We gather from Rosie that you've signed the pledge.
Pledge? I haven't signed anything.
Well, I signed it for you, as your representative. You have to swear never to drink or gamble. Oh, there's another couple of things about lewdness and women or something else.
David, have you gone completely balmy?
No. It's what all members of the chapel have to agree to.
Chapel? What chapel? I'm not a member of any chapel.
You are now. Great Aunt Nellie insisted. It was the only way I could persuade her to make Zeph give you your lorry back.
Orange juice, is it then, Vernon?
I'm Helen Trent, Dr. Merrick's replacement.
He may be a copper, but he can't go around attacking women and thumping anyone who tries to stop him. I want him charged.
There are drugs missing.
I didn't take them.
She left the drugs covered and the sub to reopen when she went out for lunch. I suppose anyone could have wandered in and taken them.
Get away from me.
Sarge?
All of you!